ladies. My name is Hart Williams. I'm a prenatal yoga teacher and holistic health practitioner specializing in the perinatal spectrum, as well as a mama bear myself. Today I'll be taking you through a 20-minute prenatal flow that will stretch, strengthen, and send lots of love to your little one inside. So all we will need for today's practice is a mat, a couple of blocks, and some good vibes. We're going to begin in the center of the mat in a comfortable seated position with our eyes closed. Take a moment here to become aware of your breath. With this awareness, begin to extend each inhale and exhale, oxygenating your blood and your womb. Begin setting an intention for today's practice, whether that's to send your baby some love, to cultivate strength in preparation for childbirth, or just to practice self-care today. Inhale, arms come overhead, palms meet. Exhale, palms melt to heart center. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus the arms. Inhale, back up. And we'll move through a few seated cat-cows, just working with our breath here. One more breath. Awesome. Exhale, release that down to the mat. From here, we are going to come to a tabletop position on our hands and knees. We're going to continue warming up the spine with some cat-cows. Inhaling, dropping the belly for cow. Exhaling, arching the back for cat. And just moving with our own breaths here. Coming back to a neutral spine, we are going to build some strength with some bird dogs. Inhale, left hand comes into the air, right leg is straight up behind you. Deep breaths here. Exhale, return that hand and foot back down to the mat. And inhale, we'll switch it out, right hand to left leg. Deep breaths here. Exhale, return that hand and foot down to the mat. We're going to widen our knees a little bit. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose, reaching forward. Knees are separated to give our belly a lot of space. We don't want to be pressing down on our womb. We want to give baby lots of room. Deep breaths here. Inhale, we're going to rise back up to a tabletop position. Take a breath to tuck the toes. And exhale, pelvis comes into the air for downward facing dog. If this makes you dizzy, just bring your gaze up and forward. Otherwise, feel free to let your head hang. It's our first down dog of the day, so feel free to pedal out your knees, move your hips, take what you need here. tabletop position. We'll move through a few cat-cows. And from a neutral spine, tuck the toes. Exhale, pelvis comes into the air, downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to walk the feet to the hands and very gently rise up, vertebra by vertebra, saving our head for last. Coming up to Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll take a moment here to reacquaint ourselves with our breath in this standing asana. Feet are rooted into the ground beneath us. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, we're going to baby side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, baby side bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, we're going to release our hands back down to our side. And from here, we're going to begin rooting down in our right leg. And we're going to prepare for tree pose. So whenever you're ready, bring your sole of your foot to either your inner calf or your inner thigh. If you're pretty far along, I would suggest your inner calf, just because balance can be kind of tricky and we don't want to fall. So deep breaths in this tree pose. Exhale, we're going to return that foot back down to the mat. Take a breath into Tadasana, mountain pose. And whenever you're ready, begin rooting yourself in your left side. Inhale, sole of the foot comes to the inner calf. Breathe in your tree pose. One more deep breath here. Exhale, return that foot back down to the mat. And from here, we are going to take a wide stance, opening our arms for 5 pointed star. Really deep breaths here. Filling up our lungs, filling up our womb. Thinking of things that we want to bring into our life as a mother. Patience, kindness, gratitude, presence. Deep breath in. And exhale, bring those things into your life by giving yourself a big hug. And inhale, arms back to a T. From here, we are going to bring our right toes out to the side. Tick-tock our bodies to the right. And exhale, we're going to enter into triangle pose. There is no weight in our lower hand. We are using core strength here. This is a great asana for labor prep. Deep breaths here. Inhale, we're gonna rise back up. We're gonna switch out our feet. Exhale, tick-tock to the left. And move into triangle pose, Trikonasana on the left side. Inhale, we're gonna rise back up. Bring our toes forward and just gently come back to that Tadasana, mountain pose. Maybe pedaling out our feet just a little bit. One more deep breath here. And inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, palms knot through, heart center down to the mat. Giving a good bend in the knee, widening our stance to give room for belly. Maybe grabbing either elbow. Deep breaths. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Still moving with your breath. We're coming into Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes into the sky. Exhale, left knee comes forward and we lower ourselves down to the mat for pigeon pose. Deep breaths in pigeon. One more deep breath here. Exhale, we bring our hands to the mat, tuck those back toes, and moving with our breath, left foot comes to meet the right, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. Inhale, right leg comes into the sky. Exhale, bring that knee forward for pigeon pose on the other side. Deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And hands to the mat, tuck those toes. Right foot comes to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Exhale, knees come to the mat for a tabletop position. We're going to move through a few cat-cows. From a neutral spine, we're going to widen our knees a little bit. Exhale, send it back into Balasana, child's pose. Deep breaths here. Inhale, we're going to rise back up to a tabletop position. And then from here, we're just going to gently lower ourselves down to the mat to a comfortable seated position on our sit bones. And we're going to grab our blocks. So from here, we're going to move into a supported butterfly pose. So what that means is we're going to put blocks underneath our knees so that our hips aren't too splayed open, because your joints are extra flexible right now during pregnancy, and we don't want to stretch them too far. So, in our supported butterfly, we're going to put one hand on our heart and one hand on our womb. Eyes closed. And our focus comes to our breath and our baby. Deep belly breathing, sending lots of oxygen to the womb, Sending love and good vibes to your baby. From here, we're going to gently lower ourselves down to the mat for a reclined butterfly pose, still supported in our knees. Hands can be on the womb, on the heart, in a T at your side, whatever feels best for you. We continue to breathe deeply here. Going to bring our knees up, soles of the feet on the mat, taking one block and putting it in between our knees. The other block can just go to the side. Hands are down by our hips. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, push those hips into the sky. Clasp the hands behind you for bridge pose. Really squeezing that ball. Exhale, return those hips back down to the mat. Take that block and put it to the side. And from here, we're going to grab our feet for Nanda Balasana, happy baby pose. Option to rock your baby from left to right, giving yourself a little back massage. And returning to center. One more deep breath here. Exhale, we're going to return our feet to the mat and turn to our side, grabbing a block and putting it in between our knees. Option to grab the other block for under your head for a side lying savasana. We should never be lying directly on our backs during pregnancy as it cuts off oxygen to the womb. So in this side lying savasana, with our hand on our belly, holding our babies before they're even here. We take deep breaths. Thanking yourself for showing up today for you and your little one. By coming to the mat and being the kind of mom you want to be. Feel free to stay here as long as you need, but whenever you're ready, we'll push ourselves up to a comfortable seated position with our hands at heart center. The light, love, and divine mother in me honors the light, love, and divine mother in you. Thumbs come to the third eye, we bow. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me for that little 20-minute practice. Just anytime you can get on your mat during pregnancy is going to benefit you, not only during this time, but during childbirth and definitely postpartum. So for more awesome prenatal and postpartum yoga flows, subscribe below. Namaste.